versus fours now in the Wyfold Challenge Cup. The Berkshire station of the HSBC rowing club. And from Germany on the buck side, Dresdner, Ruderverein from the city of Dresden.
So HSBC just having to correct their steering, and in fact this is the hard aspect about this race with no cocks. You're just going off the beams to your right and left for the steersman is very hard, particularly off the start when there's the easiest moment to steer the boat. You're trying to pull hard, you're trying to get into your rhythm, the crew is lurching a little bit from side to side because of the start of the race. And you just saw the crews come around there, so that's one of the hardest sort of aspects of this event.
HSBC being steered from the bow by John Davis, and the boys from Dresden by their stroke, Yannicka.
Yeah, so you can just see the German crew there just easing out to a much stronger rhythm, letting the boat run. HSBC got off nice and quick, they got off start there, obviously very aggressive. Thought they'd try and take a little bit by surprise, get a little bit of a margin, but now you can see just the Germans just letting it run, a bit more time, and it looks like a stronger rhythm. Now you never know how much work people are putting in, and so from a rower's eye, you're always trying to look for, who's got the easiest rhythm, who looks like they got the most run. For HSBC, they're trying to look a little bit tired, a little bit ragged, still in touch though, and at this point in the race, if you're still in touch, well, it could be anyone's game.
Big year for the Dresden Rowing Club. The Elbe River, 125th anniversary year. They love to mark it by making a mark on Henley. Certainly this week in their year is beginning on the face of it profitably. HSBC with already an awful lot to do here.
Yeah, I think the last sort of 300 or 400 metres, the margins just opened up a little bit. I think just the strength of the rhythm in the Dresdner crew. You just let the boat run, and if you got more time, you got more time to recover, and then you got more time to prepare, so you can actually get hold of the water around the front. The more grip you get right there, the more you got something to anchor onto. You're in a stronger position to then lever the next stroke. So it's very cyclical. Look over at HSBC while they're a little bit rushed there, just as they come into the front, which means they don't get hold of the water quite as well. It means everything's a little bit more tense, so you don't get that sort of benefit of recovery, and then that benefit of being able to prepare for the next stroke quite as well.
Just talk, Tom, please, about the configuration of the blades here, which are different between the two crews. What would the thinking be? Yeah,
so when you get crews put together, obviously, in an ideal world, you've got everyone equal on bow side and stroke side, and you can just put your combinations together. But the seats, where you sit in the boat, it can be very different every time, and each seat requires a different quality. And finding the right athlete for those seats can be quite tricky. Fortunately, in rowing, you can have different combinations. You can have stroke, bow, or you can have, in this case, in the Dresdner boat, stroke, and then two people on bow side. So this dual combination, it just gives you a bit of extra flexibility. There is also a theory, and it sort of proves quite correct, that actually having it this way, it means the boat runs straighter, and the work that you're putting in is going to be pushing the boat straighter, and so ultimately more efficient. So actually this should be the quicker combination. I think it works well in fours. You see it in eights as well, and see it more and more in eights. I think it's less of a benefit in eights, but it just gives you a bit more option of what you want to do with seating people in the boat, really.
Well, certainly these four look very comfortable. However, they are configured. There's a security of stroke, an unmistakable harmony, and a certain ease.
Yeah, and it's just not, it's a good sort of dominant stroke. You can see they just looks like they're taking their time about it, but what that means is they can then get hold of something, so they can put big strokes in and send the boat on. And you just see the shoulders are down, it's relaxed, it's rhythmical, everything moves quite loosely, so it flows, the boat moves through the water more easily. And again, this is what you can do. This is the advantage of being up in front. You can sit tall, you can feel dominant, and then you've got that extra bit of adrenaline of just being in a race, but you can do what you do in training, it's not complicated. When you're side by side, then you get pressure. That's when you tense up a little bit. That's when the rate is maybe artificially a little bit high. You get out to the front, and everything looks so much easier, boat run. And if you look at the stern, so the end of the boat to the left, it just runs through each of the strokes. It joins up very easily.
Well, it's easy to look pretty when you feel pretty, less so when one begins in a contest like this to feel ragged. The German boat from Dresden has been anything but ragged, and maybe one just to keep an eye on as we move into Thursday and possibly beyond. Dresdner, Ruderverein comfortably through at the expense of HSBC Rowing Club.